Hello, good evening, everybody. I would like to welcome you to the live tonight. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. And today we're going to talk about coaching for the soul. Is a subject that I love, and I would also like to say that I will be talking to people as they come in. And just confirm with me if you listen. So please put it in, write it down in the comments. Today we are not transmitting on Instagram because we had problems with the sound last week, so we're just going to be on YouTube and LinkedIn. Welcome everybody. Hi Josie, hi Alda, and people are getting in as they put their names there. I will say hello. Alexandra, say hello, Alexandra from Portugal, from Viseu. Alda also from Portugal, Josephine in UK. So if you want to ask any questions, please write them down and I will answer them. Hello Marco also from Portugal, Mariana in Switzerland, Claudia from Lisbon, and people are getting in. Guys, I am excited about this subject. I will do my best to speak a bit slower because sometimes I get so excited and I start speaking very fast, and then things get a bit out of control. So today I will do my best to be very present, very in and very calm. So why did I decide to talk about coaching for the soul? And I would like to bring this idea because sometimes people do not like to talk about spirituality. At least in the coaching world as a whole, in where we live in, people associate spirituality with kind of thing, weird, and all these adjectives that are quite unfair. But anyway, so today I decide to talk about spirituality because spirituality has been part of my life for 23 years, and I decide that I'm not going to shy away talk about it. It's part of what I did, it's part of what I do, it's something that I take very serious, it's something that I love to work. So therefore I decide to go public about it and tell everybody what I do. So why people feel uncomfortable sometimes talking about spirituality? Because people associate spirituality with the religion, and spirituality has nothing to do, well, it can do as well with the religion, but not necessarily. So when people associate spirituality with the religion, people sometimes do not feel very comfortable talking about it. But what is fascinating is that everybody, when people know that you believe in spirituality, that you believe in the soul, people always have a story to tell you. Sometimes they don't feel comfortable talking in front of other people. And I remember when sometimes at work people used to come when I was just myself, and people would tell me all the stories, or so-called the ghost stories or who stories kind of thing, because they didn't feel comfortable talking in front of other people. But when it was just me, then they would tell me what they felt, the things they saw, the things they heard, and they would tell me loads of stories like this, and they feel comfortable because I believe them. The reason why people don't like to talk about this subject is because people are scared, are afraid to be ridiculed. And unfortunately, this still goes on. I know that more and more people are start to believe in reincarnation, in the soul. People know that we are mind, body and spirit, but not everybody feel comfortable talking about this. And what I've noticed, and things that I've heard a lot of other people who believe in the same thing that I do, talking about that this is been changing for the last 10 years. And today, if you talk to someone who's very successful, people believe in spirituality. So more and more, the more successful you are, the more spiritualist you are. So as I said before, spirituality does not necessarily mean that you have to believe in one religion, but you believe there is something bigger than you, something that you might not understand, you might not know exactly what it is, but it's something that transcends our comprehension or our mind, or how we can explain that. But it's a reality. If you believe that there is a spirit, there is a soul, whatever you want to call it, if you believe it, it's fine. But if you don't believe it, don't change anything. That is the point. Because sometimes people, Maria, I don't believe we have a soul. Actually, we don't just have a soul. We are the soul. We just have we have a body, but we are souls. So we are, as the singer Sting says, we are a spirit living a physical experience. That's what it is. And you might ask me, but Maria, what has the coach or coaching has to do with that? A lot. Because of course there are coaches and there are several areas where coaches like to coach more. So I like to coach people who are in business, people who want to transform their lives, people coach people in sports. You know, there are so many different areas where coaches work. But I particularly like that to coach people who want to transform their lives. And sometimes people think that coaches only talk about setting goals, limit beliefs, and things like that. Yes, that is part of it. But there is much more than that. Because sometimes you are building or planning a life, a career, you know, working on your goals, on your dreams, and for some reason you get stuck and you don't know why you are stuck. And that is what I like to bring today. Some of the reasons why sometimes we are stuck is because there are things that we don't understand, and things about ourselves that we do not understand, and things that sometimes is beyond us, and because we don't understand, we just decide to give it up. It's almost like, okay, if I forget about it, that problem will go away. It's almost like being in a bad relationship, and then people they are not happy with each other, they decide to stop talking to each other. They live in the same house, they may live in a different room, and they don't talk about the relationship, and they are just hoping that one day that problem will go away and everything's going to be fine. And we all know that is not the case. That won't happen. Until you talk about the relationship, what is wrong with the relationship, what people are tired of, what you are unhappy. Unless you do that, that relationship is not going to heal. And that is the same thing with ourselves. Sometimes the relationship we have with ourselves is toxic as well, and we don't know why. We don't believe in ourselves. We think we are not good enough. We have several things going on in our life, and we just decide not to talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Hopefully, one day that problem will go away. And this is not the case. Problems, they just don't go away. We have to work on them. And that's where coach comes and helps us. Because the other day I was talking to a client. She called me. She was in a ski resort, and she went for a ski, and she never been, and she was all excited about, I'm going skiing. I never been in my life. She was very, very, very excited. And then she was having breakfast, and her boss called her and asked her where she was. She said, oh, he knew she was on holiday, and she told him, oh, it's my first day. I'm going to ski, it's my first time, and I'm so excited. And boss, very blunt, said, oh yeah, I've been before, it's very hard, I fell so many times, and it can be very painful. So all of a sudden, someone that was so excited, she became like flat. She went on her first day skiing, and when she realized that she started falling. She then realized, oh, he was right. You know, it's very hard. I keep falling. This is not as fun as I thought it was going to be. But that evening, I spoke with her, and she told me the story. She said, you believe what he told you, and you just gone on that journey. What about if it's not right? What about if your experience is can be a completely different experience? What about if you go tomorrow and then even if you fell down, you stand up, but have fun, have fun, enjoy the moment. But she did, and she turned it around, and she had a fantastic holiday. But so just to say that sometimes we believe in the stories that other people tell us, and we stay in that story. This particular client, she came and told me, and I managed to help her out to get out of the story. But sometimes in our lives, we go for a good part of our lives believing in something that is not even our belief. But because we never tell these stories to anybody, because we think that this is how it is, we stay stuck. So the good thing about coaching is that you can talk to your coach, you can talk it through, you can talk about I have this problem, I have this. Sometimes you don't even think that is a limit belief. It's just that people told you that, your parents, your bosses, your teachers, and then we just carry on in our lives just believing that is reality. And in fact, it's not reality. So coaching is one of the tools that we have is to work with people on their limit beliefs. But it's much more than that. A coaching relationship with a coachee is you have to build a connection with that person. So you have to build a trust. So the person trusts you. And that trust and that connection and that relationship has to be of the high quality. And in my way of seeing things, you only can do that if you are there full present, and if you are there, in my case, if I'm there full present with my body, with my mind, and with my spirit. Because there are things that are the area of the spirituality that our mind alone cannot resolve, that our body alone cannot resolve. And if you do not have the knowledge to grow and to talk about those things, because they are dodgy, because they are funny, because they are, they are strange, then it's like you have a carpet in your house, and then you always put all the rubbish under the carpet, and you don't want to clean that rubbish. Sometimes we have a lot of rubbish in our lives. We have so many crap that we don't want to talk about because we are scared of going down that road. And we should not do that. We should be clear. We should become clean with that. And don't be scared about talking about spirituality, because it's part of our lives. As I was saying it before, even if you say, I don't believe in that, doesn't change anything. Doesn't change. You carry on having a spirit, believe it or not. This is how it is. I sometimes think, Maria, but you are such an intelligent person. How can you believe in that strange things? There is no such a thing. The reason why I believe is because I'm intelligent. And because for 23 years I've been working with people and helping them to solve their spiritual stuff. So I believe that coaching and a coach that can help you with these issues is of a great asset, because you will building trust. And a coach also has to be able to challenge you, because sometimes you are in your story. I was working with a client the other day, and she was in their story, in her story. She was talking the story over and over and over again. That story doesn't serve her anymore. So I had to challenge her. I had to tell her, that story has to stay behind. That is the past. It doesn't have to carry on in the future. But that's what I was saying last week. We are so attached to our story, and that we do not let ourselves free to live the present and to build a better future, because we holding our past. Just let it go. Past is the past. The word says it all. The present is a gift. Live the present. So if the story that you tell yourself about your life, about your past, if the story you tell yourself or you tell others about your life doesn't serve you, why do you carry on telling the story? Leave it behind. If there is something within you that is beyond you and you don't understand, look for help. Someone will be able to explain certain things that sometimes people are scared of talking about. So do not be afraid of that. Let me see, since we start doing these things in English, people stop asking questions. One thing that I would like to say as well is, if you want to ask your questions in Portuguese, you please do. I will answer them. Okay? So do not be afraid of asking your questions in Portuguese. Oh, my good friend from Portugal, Lourdes Batista. Tema interessante. Pena que não posso. Is a friend from Portugal. She said she likes the subject, but is ashamed that she cannot understand me. I will try to do this in Portuguese one day, so everybody can understand, can follow me. So, okay, so let's carry on. So, when I talk about spirituality, and it's so interesting because, you see, today there is people here that they are not usually here, just because of the subject. Because when we talk about spirituality, people get curious about it. Yeah? But no one is seeing them. I have the courage to talk about it, but people feel very scared to show themselves when we talk about or some people even running away now. So people feel scared to touch this subject. And for a long time I did the same, because I come from philosophy where we talk about spirituality, and when the theme is spirituality, we should not charge. So spirituality is something that is divine, and we should not charge. I believe that too, but if you can introduce and help people more with it, why not? And so that's why I'm open up myself. I'm leaving those old beliefs behind. I don't want to talk that story about anymore. It's past. In our life, we evolve. Sometimes we believe in something for a while. It serves you, but you have to evolve. If that belief doesn't resonate with you anymore, just leave it behind. And that's why I talk about these things. So, coach can help you to set goals. It can help you to give you support to build, all that you want to build in your life. And sometimes people think, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to see my coach, we will work out my goals, and then that's it. Goals without strategy are difficult to achieve. So if you want to work your goals with a coach, you have to have strategies to execute them. Because by doing that, you will have a much more fulfilled life. And that's why we are here. But sometimes we talk about the things that we want to do, and we talk as a dream. Oh, I would love to have done that. Oh, I would love to do that. I would like to buy that house, to buy that car, to buy that boat, whatever. But when it comes to do it, we do not do anything about it. Because a dream and a goal are although some people think is the same thing, but a dream is something that one day you will achieve. A goal has a date. So if you want to change your life today, ask for help. Ask for people who will help you to build your goals, to help you to create new strategies and to move forward. I'm sure there's people here who I helped so many times, and today they are not the same as they were 1 year ago. And they can say a lot of things about that. But we have to invest in ourselves. We have to take the responsibility of our lives. We have to be in the present. We have to be here and now and ask ourselves what we are about. What are we here to do? What is our purpose? And the soul has everything to do with that, because we are not separate entities. We are a spirit living a body, an incarnated life. So we are here, but we are much broader than just this physical body. This physical body is just the vehicle. It's just to execute what your spirit wants. So I don't really care what people say about me. People judge me, think that I'm woo or strange or weird. Call me whatever you want, as long as you don't call me late for my dinner. That's what my friend used to say. So call me what you want, but this is a reality. Just get it. If you are the kind of person who are out there and you might not believe, you might you heard that story, something strange happened to you, but you don't really know what to make of it. Your life will do very well, but some things happen and you don't know, you can't explain what happened. You might need someone to help you with that, to understand. We think that talking about those things are supernatural. There is nothing supernatural about it. Things are very natural. We just don't understand them. And it's about time that we learn to understand about our reality as a whole, as a whole being. So don't be scared about talking about this subject. If you have questions, please ask them. Leave the comments here. Ask your questions. I am more than happy to answer those questions. So always remember that spirituality transcends religion. Just do not associate one thing with the other. We can associate one thing with the other, but it's not only about religion. Okay, it's about your being, your inner being. One thing that coach can help you a lot, especially in this area, is to educate you, because we are here to learn to be better beings. We are here to experience this life, but we are here to learn. It's so interesting because Plato, the old Greek philosopher, used to say that we were born already knowing. We are just here to remember. How can we already know things? Because we lived before. So we have to understand that. So according to Plato, we are here, we already know, we are here just to remember. So what is that there that we have to remember? We have to educate ourselves. So let me know if you want me to talk more about this subject, and I will do with pleasure, because this is my area. I no longer shy away talking about spirituality, I will promise you, because I should not really do that. It doesn't really do me any service. It's not in my own interest. Why should I shy away of something that I love, for something that I work for so long with, for something that can really help you to have a better life? So I will be the first to start this new thing. Let's see if someone, I think Alda said something. Our biggest goal could be the best person that we can in the moment. Absolutely, Alda, you are absolutely right. The best that we can be at the moment. And if you and me, all that we are here tonight, if we can be our best today at this moment, we will improve even more, because the better we are, the better we become. And that is important that we go with that in mind. Okay, let's see. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please put a thumbs up or a little heart. I just see people put, just few people do that. I know sometimes we forget, but it's important that you do that, that we get some feedback from it, okay? So if you want me to talk more about this subject, please let me know and I will do. So let me just say hello to a lot of people that have been here tonight. Helena, Regina from Portugal, Ana Silva, Helena Bizio, someone from Facebook, the name doesn't show, Carlos Maioral, Lourdes Batista. Lourdes, I'll get in touch with you. Carla Figueiredo, Fran, acredito, Cláudia Dieb, sorry, we had a cut here for a brief moment, but I am very happy that we are here, and I would like to thank you for showing up. It means a lot to me. So I'll see you next week. Kisses to everyone.